Welcome back to another episode of Bachelorette Brunch. I just get American Psycho vibes. I watch Forensic Files every night.
Yeah. This whole time I've thought she was gonna pick Ben. I think they're making it look like her strongest relationship is Zach.
I want to see how Bennett lives. A Rolls Royce pulling up to the Hamptons, caviar's waiting, champagne everywhere.
I was shook.
We were like, what? Okay.
This is great, babe. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm so lucky.
Welcome back to another episode of Bachelorette Brunch. Before we get into that, make sure that you subscribe, like, comment. Let us know what you thought of the episode.
So we're just gonna get right into it.
Let's do it.
So first things first, 2-on-1 with Noah and Bennett.
Yeah, so they left us kind of the last episode thinking about it. I was on team Noah before.
Me too.
You were too. I think a lot of people online were on Bennett's side, which felt weird, but whatever. To each their
I don't know.
own.
I think people find him entertaining, which he is entertaining, but I just felt like he was a little bit condescending
He definitely
at
was
the end
condescending.
there. He was really funny in the beginning, and then towards the end of the last episode, I feel like he took a turn for the worst, and I wasn't on board with it anymore.
Yeah.
I just felt like it was kind of mean. So, Team Noah there. Also, I felt like it was really interesting that Tayshia was like nailing into Bennett that she thinks he's questioning her integrity, when I didn't feel like he was really at all. I feel like he was actually saying the opposite. He was saying that he has so much confidence in her decision making that he knows she will not choose Noah at the end. And that's the exact same way I felt about you the whole time.
Yeah.
On our season, I was like, the girls would be stressing in the house, like, oh my gosh, what if he does this? What if he does that? Like, I don't know, like maybe he'll bring her home, and like they didn't want that to happen. And I'm like he's gonna make the right decision in the end, so let's just relax and not stress about it. So I don't know, I think that's kind of his mentality.
Yeah, and when Noah talked about the box, she just kind of glossed over it like, oh, that's weird that he got you a gift. I would have been like, what? He got you a gift? He hates you. Obviously, what was in the box?
I think that was creative editing too.
Yeah, true.
I want to say something about Noah's talk that he had with Tayshia, because I thought what he was saying, he was very smart about the way he handled that conversation, because he was talking to every woman's fears, or like most women's fears, I think, when they go into a relationship with a guy, or at least mine, were that you enter the relationship with this great guy and they put on this act, and then eventually they become condescending down the road and belittle you. Or at least that was my fear, because past relationships, that had happened to me.
I think that spoke to you for sure.
It spoke to me for sure, and I was like, oh hell no. Like, Bennett is going home.
Yeah.
So I felt like it was smart on his part to be like, I would hate to see him treat a woman like that later on.
Yeah, as you know, for as immature as Noah is, I feel like he's got a pretty good head on his shoulders, and he's pretty articulate and says the right things. You know, he explains himself in a really good way.
Yeah, he maybe like smiles at the wrong moments and does things that are questionable, like dropping in on a group date, which could be producer inspired. Yeah. But I think that he really does have a good head on his shoulders. So
yeah, I do
think
too.
we saw more of that this episode.
And I just get American Psycho vibes from Bennett. If there were like a serial killer in the bunch, Bennett would be the serial killer. And I'm sorry to say that publicly, but I just get those vibes. I watch Forensic Files every night.
Yeah, but Arie just thinks that he's too perfect.
He is. Gotta watch out for those, you know?
Yeah, I don't know. That was so interesting. He was so confused when she sent him home. But
oh man, I did feel bad for him because he did not see that coming at all.
No, but the fact, like, I guess I'll just talk about this now because it's still in line with that same topic. But the fact that he came back later on, I felt like that was him questioning her decision making even more than she initially suspected he was. So if
Yeah.
I were Tayshia, I would be pissed if he came back and he was like, "Are you sure you made the right decision?" Because that's like basically just re-instilling that in her, that he is questioning her decision making.
Totally.
But then she was just like totally thrown off by him saying that he's in love with her.
Got her face though at the end. It was like a deer in headlights when he showed up. She was like, the gate smacked her. You remember? Gosh, it was a good episode. I feel like that whole thing took a lot of the episode, but it obviously was kind of the main focus of drama. And then it got into the more romantic stuff. So then we had the one-on-one with Ben. It was like the whole like trying to be too perfect thing was the whole theme. Like he's just, been ingrained in him since he was young that he has to be perfect. Military background.
Yeah.
And then
I could see
obviously
that.
his bulimia of having the perfect body, and then 2 suicide attempts. It was a lot to lay on somebody on a first date. If you think about.
But I mean, a lot of the guys have been doing that.
Yeah, that's true. And it is the Bachelor and Bachelorette. That always happens.
Yeah,
but
you're supposed to spill your guts on these dates. That's
Yeah.
like encouraged.
I just kind of felt bad for him the entire time. It just made me feel like there's hope for him, and he just needs to not be so hard on himself. That was the whole time I was thinking. Like, he just needs not to be hard on himself.
Oh yeah. The only thing I could think about the whole time was his sister watching it on TV. I was crying thinking about her watching it. I was like, wow, that's gonna really hit home for her.
Yeah.
If she's never heard that she was the reason that he turned his life around, that's huge. So
Yeah,
that's
that
all I
is.
could really think about. But that's a lot to, like, I don't know if I would be able to say all of that on national TV. I kind of danced around my problems, like talking about them.
Yeah, I didn't. They showed some. They just didn't show. I mean, I spilled
Did
my
I?
heart out to you, for sure. You definitely held back, I remember.
I can't remember.
I was trying to read through the lines on her.
I had to, though, because I was trying to protect people
Yeah, of course. We don't want to
that
just
were
like
involved.
out.
Like, it wasn't just me
Yeah,
that was involved in the situations. But
totally. So what's your guess? Zach, the guy? Give me your prediction.
Okay, I don't know. I was so thrown off by the whole Zach thing. Like, I expected him to be like, oh,
I'm sorry, is Ben your guy or?
Oh, okay. Ben, this whole time I've thought she was gonna pick Ben.
Yeah.
And she might still.
Okay. Well, what? What's the guess?
I think it might come between
7.
Zach and Ben.
Okay.
I think they're making it look like her strongest relationship is Zach. Now.
So it probably
will be Ben, is what I'm thinking.
All right.
Or someone else that isn't really highlighted yet.
I mean, right now those seem like the 2 men that have her heart.
She probably will let Bennett come back, I think. But I don't think he's gonna be one of the final 2.
I don't think so either. I feel like she has the strongest physical connection to Ben, but something about Zach, even though Zach's had a troubled past and, questions keep getting raised, she really seems to be connected to him. And so,
Like, I was shook
Which
that
you
she was like, I am falling in love with you.
I know.
Too. I'm like, what? You are?
We were like, what? Okay.
I'm like, Tayshia'S, okay.
Let's go.
Did
I
not
mean,
see that coming.
You have to understand, like, you're seeing 10% of what happens. And, I guess the perfect example is the lie detector date, which was the group date, which was next.
That was so stupid.
That lie detector is not real. Okay,
I mean, did you guys see the screen? You
I
guys
mean,
all had to be thinking
it
the same
was
thing.
like doot, doot, doot. So
It
JoJo,
was like a
the lie
screensaver.
detector operator, I don't think so.
Well, we just felt like there was a producer behind the scenes that was listening to their questions and was just lighting up whatever color,
green, orange, or red.
just to stir the pot a little bit. I don't know.
Well, and I think a lot of people at home will probably be like, well, I mean, they knew about Riley's name not being his true name.
Yeah.
But you got to understand, all of these men have gone through background checks. They
know so much about these guys.
They know everything. So when it gets down to this lie detector test, they know what to say and what not to say, and how it'll impact the show, how it will drive this date. So they were like, okay, Riley has a big secret. That's not his real name.
When we say they, we're talking about producers.
Correct.
Just to clarify.
Yeah, so it's just interesting to me that this lie detector test was like so perfectly planned.
Yeah, I
was
mean, they're asking questions that they want the answers to come out from, like,
Yeah.
Does that even make sense?
Yeah, they want
those answers to come to light.
Yeah, they don't want Riley to not talk about his past and why he changed his name. They were like, let's do the lie detector test. We'll get that out of Riley.
And you know, they're doing interviews every day, all day. And the guys, I think Brendan, one of his things was like, are you ready for her to meet your family? Are you ready to meet her family? So they know exactly how they feel at any point in time. So they ask questions based off of that.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong, it was a great date. It was good and entertaining.
Yeah.
But just funny when you know what's happening behind the scenes. You're like, okay, I see you.
Yeah, it's a little different for us to watch it now. Now that we like know about these little nuances and stuff, I feel like it makes it less fun for me.
Yeah, well, I mean, or more fun. I don't know, because I'm like, this is great.
Yeah.
I feel like JoJo killed it. She did really good.
She's doing great.
She
Arie pointed out she's even doing like the back pat at the rose ceremony that Chris does.
Yeah, Chris always for the final rose goes, it's the final rose when you're ready, and then he pats your lower back and then walks away. And JoJo nailed it. I was like,
she almost is starting to walk like him even.
I mean, she's just like a little female version of Chris Harrison. She's doing great. Right now it's down to 7. Next episode, they'll have that rose ceremony, which will give us our final 4 gentlemen, and we'll have hometowns.
Who do you think's gonna go to hometowns?
Okay, so obviously Ben's got a rose. Who got the group date rose?
No one. Remember she said she was gonna wait?
Oh yeah, that's another thing. It's like
She keeps
knows.
not handing out the roses.
She keeps not handing them out, and I know that's not her doing it because I can see it when she's talking. I'm like, oh, okay, she's being kind of pushed to like wait because they need to keep us all guessing. But okay, so I think it is Ben, Zach.
Bennett.
You think Bennett?
Do you?
No, I don't think Bennett.
So you think she's gonna have him come back, but he's not gonna go to hometown?
I think she's gonna wake up in the morning because she said, let me get the night to think about it and then tell him to go home. I don't think he's coming back.
Really?
No. So if it's Zach and Ben, who do you think the remaining 2 men are?
I think Ivan will get one.
Noah.
I think Zach, Ben, Brendan, and Ivan.
And Ivan? I think I'm gonna go with you on that.
Really?
Yeah, I think so too. I think Noah's gonna go home. I think there's some questions there. And I don't think there's enough of a connection. I think he's kind of slid back this week. I think that,
But who do you think production would push to keep there for entertainment purposes?
Noah.
Noah or Bennett?
Yeah. Okay, if it's Noah.
Because it's gonna be between Noah and Bennett, I think. So at least maybe one of them will go. Not both. I don't think both of them will go home next week if he comes back.
Honestly, when it comes down to hometowns, it's 100% Tayshia'S decision. At least from my experience as a lead. Because
It would be really entertaining to see where Bennett comes from.
that would actually be really good. I want to see how Bennett lives.
Yeah, I mean, if it's what I'm picturing, it would be hilarious.
A Rolls Royce pulling up to the Hamptons, Caviar's waiting. His maid like takes her jacket off. They walk up into like a marble like foyer. There's like champagne everywhere.
A butler.
Sounds amazing.
Everyone
Actually,
talks so proper.
maybe she does need to get to Bennett's hometown so we can experience this lifestyle.
Maybe that will be the wild card. Who knows?
Maybe. All right, guys. Well, we are gonna finish this, but hopefully this was entertaining.
Let us know your thoughts.
Yeah.
We love reading your comments, and we love you guys.
All right.
Bye.
See ya.